Okay, if you guys are with us tonight, please turn your cameras on. All right, the more uh active I can see you guys be, including having your cameras on, the better it is, and the more you guys are going to engage and take value from tonight's call. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into everything, y'all. We got a special guest, okay? Got a friend and also a trainer here with us tonight, okay? We're gonna be dropping a lot of value for you guys to help you guys level up. But before we go into the value, all right, George, can you give a quick introduction into who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. So just like Jamon has just been telling you guys, I'm also a fitness coach as well too. I do the same thing that he does, helping people on a deeper level, mentally, spiritually, and some people financially. Just due to all the information that I've given them. Me and Jamon talk a lot about clients and how to better serve our clients. I shoot content just like him, so a lot of the things that he does, similarly with you guys, I do similarly with my clients as well too. So yeah, so just a quick rough breakdown of everything. Like at the end of the day, people ask me like, what do I do for a living? I tell them I change lives, right? So that's short and simple, sweet to the point.
Amen to that. Amen to that, man. Well, shoot, bro, let's go ahead and jump into it because you kind of
Mhm.
you kind of gave me the perfect setup to my first question, man. Like,
Right.
what's what's one challenge that you feel like that has helped you become into the man that you are today?
Um, that's a good question. Say that one more time.
Yeah, what's one challenge that shaped you into becoming the man you are today?
Man, it's many different things, bro. Like I wouldn't pinpoint it down to like one specific thing, but a lot of adversity in life, right? A lot of adversity when it comes to um maybe a breakup or I went to college, so like me, there was a certain class that I wasn't passing that I had to change my whole major, right? So my mom passing away a couple years back. There's a lot of different adversities that that I went through, so I wouldn't say it was one specific thing. It was a accumulation of many different things that got me here,
Mm,
right? So it depends, right? Like, so, I would say what recently has gotten me, to where I'm at now, helping people, on a deeper level is just the day-to-day adversity of just trying to just not just try to not just fall back into just being comfortable,
mm.
right? So that's why, I run a hard program every single day. Um, I tell my clients to run a hard program every single day, and that program is the same program that I'm pretty sure Jamon is giving you guys, which is every single day macros, workouts. I have my clients read the devotional every single morning, the devotional, and then have knocking out 33 push-ups because we have to live hard, right? You have to give yourself voluntary discomfort, right? To be able to prime yourself to do uncomfortable things. I know
Mm.
you guys are probably dieting, you guys are probably trying to lower your A1C. You're trying to do something that a lot of people don't do, right? So you have to, prep yourself to be able to do those things at the end of the
Absolutely,
day.
man.
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? And this actually, we were, me and George, we were talking about this earlier, but I feel like so many people tend to run away from the adversity and the pressures of life, man. How do you feel as if adversity and pressure in life plays into your success with fitness, business, family, whatever it may be?
So how does say word it one more time.
Yeah, how do you feel like adversity and pressure practically sculpts you and builds you into the person that you want to become? Because a lot of people tend to run away from the adversity and the pressure of life.
hmm hmm So this is so something that that I've heard a lot of times. A mentor once told me, right, is that adversity introduces a man to himself, right? So every and like I'm trying to give you guys. Sorry, I've been looking down. I've been trying to do the live stream at the same time, but um, man, that's a good question, bro. And I'm trying to give you a good answer that's real. Um, adversity's it. So basically, the best way that I can put it that can provide so much value is that adversity is like that thing where people's adversity levels are different, in my opinion. you can have people that are going through an emotional adversity, and then also other people that could be going through physical adversity, right? Somebody might be going through spiritual adversity, right? So it depends on that person at that time. So um I'll give you an example, like the mental adversity is, okay, I know I need to track my food today. Coach Jamon told me to track my food today, but I really don't feel like it, or that the mental adversity is like, I really have this meal plan that's going to get me to my goals, but I really don't want to, I really don't feel like doing it. My spouse wants to go out to eat, I'm kind of stressed from work. That's mental adversity, right? And then you have physical adversity, which is, it's been a long day at work, right? Been a long day at work. I don't really feel like going to the gym, but I know that this workout routine that Jamon has given me, right, is going to get me to the body that I want, but I don't really feel like going. Like I might be stressed. It might be, there's many different things. But one thing that I've learned, right, and I really hope you guys take this with account when I say this. One thing that I learned is that at the end of the things that you don't want to do is the pot of gold that you always wanted, right? Like you guys know about you guys know about a rainbow. Look, at the end of the day, they always say, at the end of the rainbow, there's a pot of gold. I don't believe in that. I never been to the end of a rainbow. Don't know. But you have to go through the uncomfortable sucking to get the end result.
Mm.
You gotta go, and that's the adversity. Like all you guys are going through different levels of adversity in your life. I don't know what it is for you, right? I'd have to deep dive and really, ask you. But whatever it is that you guys want to pinpoint it, what is it in your life right now that you don't want to do, but you know that you need to do?
Mm.
That's adversity for you, right? For some people, it's just taking out a book and reading a book that could change their life, right? Some people it's going to the gym, some people it's investing. I don't know what it is for you, but I just know that if you go through that adversity of being bored and doing the things that you have to do, you will get the end result if you're aligned and doing the right actions that you're supposed to be doing, if that answers your question.
For sure, man, because you truly can't get anywhere good without the adversity and the hard challenges. It's almost like due process.
Right,
Like
right,
you
right, right.
want you want the success, you want the physique, you want the career, the relationships. It's okay, what's the due process that you're willing to go through to get that? Because truthfully, you guys, I mean, fitness is the best way of like, I guess seeing it on a micro scale, but everything in life is going to be that challenging point, right? So, absolutely, man. Now, let's talk a little bit more about fitness and health, man. So, George, what made you take your health more seriously and decide enough was enough? You know what, I'm locking in.
Yeah. You want the honest truth from the
Yeah,
beginning? You want
yeah,
it from the beginning?
yeah, man.
So okay, so when I started, okay, you guys take this with a grain of salt. Like I was in college. So what do you want to do in college? You want to get girls, right? So it started off superficial. I wanted to go into the parties, shirt off. I wanted to get with any girl that I wanted to. It was for looks, right? And I did it, and I was able to stick to it for a little bit, but it never turned into a lifestyle because the why wasn't deep enough. I'm pretty sure Jamon talked to you guys about, how the why needs to be really concrete. Like you need to be doing this for somebody. It needs to be attached to someone else that you care about, right? So, I was working out, and I was, doing it to look better. And I was like, you know what? I don't look too crazy, like, because I'm comparing myself to other people and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I don't have to work out this hard. So, I'm not gonna take it as serious, right? But what ended up happening was, man, it was like my sophomore year in college, right? And then there was this course I could not pass. I could not pass this course for shit. And they basically told me, they was like, man, it's like if you don't pass this, right? If you don't pass this, you have to look for a new major, right? And if you've gone to college, like changing majors is like a big thing, right?
Hmm.
Because I was already there, and I already was hesitant about being there. Like I didn't know what I was wanting to 100% do. So I had the whole summer to think about it, right? Because I had to think about, okay, if I'm gonna say retake this class or not. And during that time, I was like, bro, nothing in my life is going the way that I want it to go. Like, I don't look the way that I want to look. I don't have the money that I want to look. I mean, that I want to have. What's one thing that I control, that I can control? I was like, yeah, shit, my health. I can control the way that I look. I can control the way that my mindset is. So let's just go to the gym. Right. So that whole summer I just went to the gym, and that's really what catapulted me to take my fitness more seriously, because I needed something that I could control, and I needed purpose and direction.
Mm,
Right. Like when I was in high school, I was playing sports. Now that I'm in college, I'm a regular college student. There's no season, there's no mission, there's no grind, there's no nothing, right? Unless you create that. So I made it my personal mission to take care of the only thing that I can control, which is my health, the way that I look, the way that I felt, right? So that's what I did, and when I attached, and then as I started getting in shape, people started being like, "Man, how are you getting in great shape? Like you went from this to this. How did you do it?" And then little did I know that that was the beginning of my purpose. Like and that's why the adversity question is so important. Is because if you never look, if you never go through adversity, you never go through hardship, you'll never uncover your purpose.
mm,
Like there's like God won't just be like, yeah, here's your purpose. No, he won't do that. You got to go through some stuff. You got to go through the hardships. You got to go through the pain, the suck, right? When you guys are look, I don't know how hard he's dieting you guys, but if you guys are eating some diets like, man, I want to eat this, I want to eat that, I want chicken wings, I want all this kind of stuff, but you stay on that course, it's teaching you obedience, right? So um when you stay obedient to the plan, you get very clear as to what your purpose and everything is. So that's the best way that I can put it.
yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Your purpose is discovered through your pain.
Yeah, no,
Wes
I love that.
Watson,
That's great. That was a great way to put it.
yeah, Wes Watson taught me that, man, years ago. And I always thought about it because I was like, what does that really mean?
Right.
And my journey was very similar to yours on why I got started, bro. Like I just truthfully, I hated how I looked. I didn't have the confidence how I wanted. I didn't feel like how I wanted to feel. And I was like, what could I do right now to get and be the person I want to be? And that's fitness. So I went down that journey, went down that route. And because of that, I was able to feel more confident. And then that led me to want to help other people like how yours was. So absolutely, man. Once you find what your pain is and you choose to attack that to become better, you'll also find your purpose in the process.
Uh,
What's the biggest mistake people make, in your opinion, when trying to get in shape?
oh, easy. Trying to do it on their own.
Yeah.
Trying to do it on their own. Like I don't like I look. Look. I don't go do my taxes on my own.
Mm,
I'm not about to get hit with a crazy tax bill, right? I wouldn't go to a doctor and be like, yeah, I'm going to diagnose myself.
mm,
I'll let him do it. That's the biggest thing. But if you want a more decisive answer, like I would say that the biggest thing that they do wrong when it comes to getting in shape is they rely on general information from the internet, and they try to piece it all together themselves when they don't even understand the core basic fundamentals of exercising, nutrition, right? Um, and they don't know how to apply it to their life.
mm,
Like there's no shortage of information. There's a shortage of people that know how to apply the information to their situation. That's the
mm,
shortage, right? So like if one person's saying eat 200 grams of protein, but you don't like you're over 250 pounds, you don't need 200 grams of protein. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just general. So that's where a lot of people go wrong. Um, that a lot of people are highly they're actually so aware that it's at their detriment.
mm. Explain that. How do you mean?
So fitness is a game of action and emotion, right? Um, you can't overanalyze fitness and think that you're going to get a result. Like you can overanalyze the stock market, you can overanalyze, certain things in your careers. If you're an engineer, you can overanalyze, certain things. But you can't overanalyze fitness. Either you're going to pick up that dumbbell and lift the weights and eat the correct amount of food, right? Or you're not. You can't overanalyze the shit. But the reason why people overanalyze is because they know so much that the conflicting information from one person is saying one thing, and then the other person saying, like I'll tell you the narrative. One person's saying, eat healthy. Other person's like, fast. Another person's like, cut out carbs. Another person's like, but eat more protein.
Mm,
So now you're in your mind, you're like, you have all this information, but it's actually at your detriment because you don't know what information to apply for your situation.
Fire.
So it's actually crippling the person, and they end up just not doing anything.
Mm,
They just revert back to doing what they've been doing. Well, I don't know what to do, so fuck it. I just, just do what I've been doing.
mm, The analysis of paralysis comes in.
100%. That's
Yeah.
like we live in a great time in human history where we have access to so much information that it's actually a blessing and a curse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, George, my clients hear tips from me all the time of how to gain bigger biceps, chest, form, technique, all that stuff. If someone right now, okay, that one of my clients, they want to gain a more defined and a bigger chest, okay, what's one training technique that you can give them to help them with that?
You said just bigger chest?
Yeah, let's do a chest for right now.
Well, um, you want like a tactical or you want a mindset answer?
Let's do both. Let's do both.
Okay, so a tactical answer would be this. First, you need to check your blueprint, okay? Since a lot of people mistake um building their chest, like they think that if they lift heavier, they'll build a bigger chest. That's no. I know people going into the gym lifting 405 bench and they still got a little ass chest. So you need to assess your blueprint. If you're getting stronger but you're not building mass, you need to be like, okay, well, hold on. I'm getting stronger, but I'm not filling out. Maybe my blueprint is for strength and not for mass.
Mm,
So you need to understand that your routine that you're using is not hypertrophy training. It's strength training, right? Some people will be like, well, what's the difference? Very simple. Okay. When you're training for hypertrophy, you're focusing on squeezing the muscle and getting the contraction on the muscle and getting a stretch. What makes the muscle grow is the stretch. So not to bore you guys to death, you guys got to get a stretch on your chest. Okay. So you need to do that. You need to pick a weight that you can actually control and go all the way down and all the way up, squeeze the chest, and then do it that way and do the between the 6 to 12 rep range. As far as excuse me, as far as that, when you're trying to build a bigger chest, you need to focus on basically only, in my opinion, I don't know about what Jamon has to say, but in my opinion, the upper chest and the lower chest. You need to get exercises that really highlight the upper chest and then exercise that's going to help with the lower chest and then overall chest. Like, I would say spam incline movements to really build that upper chest, right? And then, do like flat dumbbell press to really get the overall chest.
mm,
Okay. If you do those 2 times a week, proper protein intake, you'll be able to build your chest, but it will take time. Okay. And you got to get a stretch. Now, the mindset switch needs to be this. You need to think less of you need to think less of I need to lift heavy to build the muscle. You need to think of I need to control the weight and get a deep stretch so that I can actually feel the workout.
mm.
There's a difference between just going in there with 405 and actually going slow and control, right? Your goal, like this is the best way that I can put it. The goal isn't to be is not to be able to lift heavy weight. The goal is to be able to control heavy weight.
Mm,
That's the goal.
absolutely.
That's the goal,
Absolutely.
right? I forgot how someone worded it, but it made so much sense. It's like bodybuilders, like their goal is to make a lightweight seem heavy, and a power lifter's job is to make a heavyweight seem like something like that. I just forgot how they worded it,
Yeah.
but like basically that. Yeah.
100%, 100%. And to put it into like visual representation in your guy's head, think of the guy at the gym because we all have this person at every single gym that's lifting heavy weight, but he doesn't look like he lifts heavy weight,
Right.
right? That's because he's just training straight for strength and he's not doing anything when it comes to hypertrophy. And we're not even going to talk about diet, but he's not training in hypertrophy. He's just trying to move as much heavyweight as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. So, we're gonna come up towards the end of the interview, you guys. So if you guys have any questions, okay, I want you guys to drop them, or no, don't drop them down below. We're gonna bring you guys up actually. So raise your hands if you guys have any questions. You can just raise it through Zoom so I can actually see it. And then I'm gonna ask George one last question while you guys are gathering your questions and raising your hands. Okay, what's one Bible verse, George, that had the biggest impact on your life?
Um, Philippines 4:13.
Mm, mm.
So I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
I got that actually tatted on my chest. So
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Absolutely love it. That's great. Where can everybody find you, George, and follow your journey?
at George Gatsby 3. So at GEORGE GATSBY 3. Like the Great Gatsby.
Mm,
So yeah. With the
love it.
Great
Love
Gatsby.
it,
Yep.
man. Well, before we end it, do you guys have any questions? This is the time to ask any questions that you may have. No.
Any questions? No questions? No questions? Oh, I did a great job. Great, great, great. I love to hear it. Love to hear it. I love to hear it. So
Man, well, I guess that's it. George, appreciate you coming through tonight, man. It was a great time having you on, bro. You dropped some value, dropped some heat. Everybody, throw some fire down below for George in the comments. All right. But with that being said, all right, if you guys are watching this on the replay, hashtag replay down below. And I want you guys, if you guys are here tonight right now, even if you were watching on the replay, go drop in the group message one of your biggest takeaways from tonight's interview. All right.
yeah, so I do want to say this too before before I do depart. I want to let you guys know that while you guys, I'm not sure how long you guys have been in the program or anything like that, but the one thing that you guys are don't look at what you guys are doing right now like you guys are just purchasing a workout routine and a nutrition plan. You guys are getting an identity shift. You guys are getting a lifestyle change, a community, right? Community and structure and a system that's going to actually teach you about your journey, right?
Mm,
A lot of people think that what we do, what me and Jamon do, is that we just give out workout plans and nutrition plans, and that's not the case. I'm like, bro, you can get that from Chat GPT. I don't give people that,
mm.
right? And so then they asked me like, what do you sell? What do you give? I'm like, bro, I give you an identity shift and a lifestyle change,
Come on.
right? So that's what you guys need to embrace that, right? If you guys embrace that, you guys embrace the community that have been given, you guys will see the true value of the program, because you have to look at it in retrospection, right? What the German is teaching you, and what I'm teaching my clients is we're systemizing fitness for you. Like that is
Yeah.
very hard to do, right? Like a lot of people think that fitness is like this mind over matter bullshit, right? Where they're like, yeah, if I just go hard enough, then I'll get the result. I'm like, bro, you know, you go hard every fucking day and still look the same, bro. I don't seen it.
Yeah.
Right. So we're systemizing it for you, and we're time collapsing the time that it would take you to achieve this on your own. We're making it where this might happen in a year and a half. It's happening in 6 months for you. You
Mm,
can't beat that. Most people tell me in the DM all the time, they'd be like, yeah, man, my time is important. I'll say shit to them like, man, since when? You done wasted your time for about a year and a half going to this gym and you look the same.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? So like you talk about your time is important, your actions don't show it,
mm,
right? So it seems like you seem like you cherish your money more than you cherish your time, bro. And we ain't the same person,
mm,
right? One thing that me and Jamon did differently than a lot of people, and the reason why we're able to, come on this call and give you guys value and live on our own times, is because we value the importance of further education. We value the time of, shit, like our time is important,
yeah.
right? Most people live in that stage of well, you guys probably got family members and shit. Like they'll say like, I want to do this on my own. Why would I have to pay for a trainer? And you look them dead in the face and be like, because bro, because you're not where you want to be at.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like if you knew exactly what you needed to do, you would be there,
mm,
right? So don't never look at, you guys being in this, in this program. Don't tell your friends about it. Tell your family members about it. Tell all these people that you guys see that could benefit from this program. Tell them about it. Be confident about it, because most people don't value the importance of investment,
mm.
right? Like most people think about this, you guys, today. Like when you guys leave this, okay, this is one big thing I want you guys to think about, right? Is really think about this. People would rather invest and gamble on LeBron scoring 20 than they rather invest in themselves. You know how crazy and psychotic that is? Like a lot of people don't even think about that, but
Yeah.
they'd rather go gamble their money and invest their money in entertainment. They'll rather invest their money in LeBron, right? Where he gonna go? But when it comes to investing into themselves, they hesitate and they're like, oh, I don't know, like, will it work for me? And when people ask me, will it work for me? I just calmly say, how won't it work for you, bro?
Mm.
How won't it? Like as long as you got me, you like, bro, you straight. You're good. As long as you got someone like Jamon, like unless you guys just choose not to do the work, there's no way that you can't see the result. Like plain and simple. So
So,
ultimately the spiel was be very proud of the program that you're in because a lot of people will kill for this shit. Like people are going into that gym and they're wasting their goddamn time. I see people in there all the time, wasting their time. They have no community. Their wife, their girl, their people, the people that they're around, these people ain't supporting them. They're like, man, why are you even going to the gym? Like, you don't
mhm.
need to do that. You can take a day off, shit like that. They're saying stuff like that. You guys ain't buying a workout plan, nutrition plan. If you guys think that, then you guys have lost whole sight of the whole situation. You guys are buying community, purpose, lifestyle. I have clients of mine, literally, I talk to them so much shit, they turn into trainers themselves.
Yep.
One of my clients, he's a GM. He said, "Man, fuck that GM shit. I'm about to be a trainer and do what you do, so I can stay home with my family and my wife. Right? I'm
Mm.
be burnt out." I'm like, "Yeah, fuck that GM job." Right? So like, if you guys really just realize, like, you have to be able to see an opportunity when it comes to fruition. Like every time you guys log in your weight, every time you guys learning your macros, that is a skill set. Think
Mhm.
about it. Think about it. You paid your mom for the skill set. If you learn the skill set, you can then charge someone else for the skill set. All
Mm.
right. Or what you can do is you can teach it to your family, right? Or your kids or whatever you got. And then you can keep them from you can keep them from dealing what you had to deal with.
Mm.
Like you have to always connect to somebody else. You just can't connect it to yourself because that's selfish.
You are rewriting generational trauma if your family's been overweight by you getting into shape. And not only that, like George said, you're building up a skill set so that you can teach your wife and lead her in the way that you wanted your family to be, to teach your kids, and then your kids can then teach their kids that, right? So we talk about generational wealth. Everybody likes to throw out generational wealth. What about generational health? You
Yeah.
know, so that is just as important as anything else in your life. Because I know a lot of you guys are experiencing it right now, right? Like now that you started work with me, you're feeling a lot more confident, energy is higher, you know. That energy, you can then go out and do more things with your life. So when you have that base, everything can then just grow 10 times off of that. So George, I appreciate those words, man. I'm sure someone needed to hear that tonight as well too.
I
We do have one question. David, talk to me, man.
Actually, it's not so much a question as it is a comment.
Mhm.
I just want to second what you said about us getting mindset training, and that's what's really important about this program that we have.
Mhm.
Um, and George, you mentioned Philippians 4:13. I also have it tattooed on my arm.
Hey,
That
hey,
was
let's
Oh,
that
go.
that was my college graduation verse.
Oh
So
man. Okay.
yeah,
heck
I
yeah.
love it. I love it.
That's
Man.
all
good.
right,
That's
that's
good.
all.
Appreciate you coming through, David. That's what's up, man. That's awesome. That's
Love it.
awesome.
Love it.
Well, shoot, man. We dropped a lot of value, dropped a lot of fire for you guys tonight. I'm gonna give it like 5 more seconds. If anybody has any last parting questions, I see a comment here. Christian said, "Everything is true. My wife helped me on the path I've taken now." Absolutely, man.
Yes, sir. And I want to show you
Absolutely.
guys real quick. This is one of my clients. It's him and his son, right? When he messaged me, right? I don't know if you guys can see it. When he messaged me off TikTok. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I do it like this. Okay, cool. Can y'all see that?
Yep.
That's him and his son right there, right? He messaged me off TikTok, and I'll show you guys his before and after because his before and after was pretty nasty. Uh, it's all gonna make sense. So his before and after is right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, right? See how he went from visibly chubby to ripped,
Heck
right?
yeah. Yeah.
So He when he messaged me, he told me that he told me that he wasn't a social media person. He didn't like to be on camera and stuff like that. In my mind, I'm like, nah, bro, it's not that you don't like social media, you're just fat. Right. So like, but like, like that's just the hey, like if you love the way that you look and you didn't, you weren't out of shape, you would want to take pictures I can't stop him from taking pictures. Now, when he messaged me, bro, like no BS. When he messaged me, it was on TikTok. He had no profile picture, nothing at all. Like, and when he messaged me and it said like something like El Tortita or something like, I don't know, it was something weird. So I was like, I'm thinking, is this a real person?
Yeah.
And then he was like, man, I've been watching your content for a minute, bro. I think that you're really the coach for me. Like, I really need your help. And I'm like, I want to respond, I'm like, bro, are you a real person? Because I ain't got time for this. So, but I had a hunch. So I was like, you know what? Like, what's the worst I can have? Hopped on a call. It actually was a real person, as you guys can see. And since he's made his transformation, he helped his wife lose 30, 40 pounds off of the things that I taught him.
Mm,
His kids are tracking their food. His
mm,
kids are tracking their food.
mm.
Got them doing steps and stuff. And I said, man, they like what we're teaching you guys is something that you guys can teach your grandkids. You guys can teach your wife. Like, what I'm saying, hey, like you guys can, if you guys really take the time to really learn what he's showing you, it changes lives, right? Like if like he sent me like it's not on this phone, it's on the other phone that's on live. But him and his wife, they meal prep every single Sunday. He taught her how to track her food. He taught the kids how to track their food. Now they're crushing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, man. You guys, you end up becoming that jacked family that people question how you guys do it. You really
Right.
do.
I'm like, you
No?
must be on steroids or something like that.
Exactly. Exactly. Man. So once again, George, appreciate you coming through tonight, man. Is there anything last parting words that you want to say before you leave?
I have to hold on, I'm reading the comments. Absolutely true. My wife helped me on the path. I can absolutely relate to that. Confidence has definitely improved since starting. Yeah, that's 100%. That's what it's all about. I think I said everything. If you guys have anything else, just let me know. But just at the end of the day, just be proud of the investment. Like most people will sit up here and they think that just because they did it on their own, like they're better than other people or something like that, or they get more cool points. I'm like, no, you just wasted more time, bro.
Mm,
Like, you don't nobody when like think about it, like LeBron, all these great athletes, ain't nobody walking up to them like, yeah, you achieved all this great stuff, but did you do it on your own?
mm-hmm.
No, no
No,
one of great
right.
stature, no one of great stature has ever done it on their own. And once I swallowed that pill, that was the mindset shift that I had to make.
Mm,
Right. So like I don't know if you asked me about adversity, but um I guess that is the adversity. Like I had
yeah.
to swallow the whole pill and be like, hey, I can't do all this on my own.
Yeah.
I don't know enough.
Yeah.
Right. And even if, like so I would say that, once you guys really just take up all the knowledge that you guys can and, get the mindset training that, that Jamon can help you guys with, you guys will crush it, right? You guys will crush it. You guys can follow my page and everything like that. Check me out. But it's a lifestyle change. People think that they need another workout and nutrition plan. I'm like, no, bro, you need an identity shift and you
Mm-hmm.
need some structure, right?
Facts.
Because everybody know eat clean, eat healthy. Everybody know that shit. Like it takes nothing to know that.
Right.
But what a coach does is first they see something in you that you can't see it in yourself. Right. That's the main thing. Like they push you. They're not, you might lose 20 pounds and you might be like, oh man, I'm on top of the world. I'm great. Coach be like, yeah, no, you lost 20 pounds, cool, but like we got more work to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Secondly, the coach gives you a straight lifestyle and identity shift because if you guys apply this plan that he's giving you, but you don't change who you are and you revert back to who you were, all that will be for nothing. That's why people gain all the weight, lose the weight, and they gain it back. They think it's because I don't know what they think it's because, but it's
Yeah.
because they didn't become a new person, right?
Yeah.
They didn't become a new person. They didn't mature with the process. It's called a
Mm-hmm.
maturation. It's called a maturation phase.
Yeah.
So like you guys have to mature with the process. Like if I were to snap my fingers and all you guys were to be in shape, some of you guys would be so happy about it, but then you guys would just revert back because you haven't matured with the process,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know what I'm saying? So like if let's say
Or, and I don't mean to cut you off, or, and this isn't any the case with you guys or with George's clients, or most people don't have the right plan for themselves
right,
to sustain those results.
Right.
right? Like we hear all the time about people that, may lose a whole bunch of weight, but they're eating once per day or they're fasting. They're on a keto diet.
Terrible.
Like you can lose that weight quick, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to keep that weight off of you for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, or for the rest of your life. So,
Yeah.
I,
You gotta learn how to, like I tell people, like they'd be like, yeah, bro, but I already lost 20 pounds. I said, bro, but you gain it right back.
mm-hmm,
And they're like dumbfounded because so many people in society are like, oh, that's great, that's great, that's great. I'm like, yeah, man, like you're supposed to like you can lose 20 pounds starving yourself, bro.
yeah,
I'm like, that ain't gonna make you more confident with your shirt off. Which one is more like the only reason why people want to lose weight because they want to be more confident with the way they look, they want to be healthier. I'm like, bro, the way that you're doing it is unhealthy.
mm-hmm,
Like the way that you do is not sustainable,
mm-hmm,
right? And you don't know another way besides that way. I'm like, hey, you'll lose the weight, but do you want to keep on going on this constant cycle of gaining, losing, gaining, losing, gaining, losing, gaining, losing?
yeah,
And they're like, they haven't thought that far, which I can tell. But once you guys have a structure that he's teaching you guys and you guys really understand it, game over.
nah, man. But that's sad, man. George, once again, bro, appreciate you rolling through tonight. And if you guys have any questions, drop in the group message, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace, fam.